Okay, welcome back, everyone. Glad to see you again. We are Tuesday of week 6, so moving along. Today we're going to be starting doing notes for our robotics class. We're going to actually start with electrical safety, and then we'll get into the basic electrical. And then hopefully, just about then, we'll be getting close to getting back into school, and you can start your first project, which I love. The first project, that's the one where you're going to wire up plugs, switches, and outlets, learn how to test them, learn how to measure voltages, and get all of your basic concepts of electricity. So we do like conductance and resistance, and we measure all that stuff, and we learn all the tools for it. So I love the first project, and I can't wait for us to get to that. So we'll get done a lot of the note-taking side of it so that you're ready to go. Everyone always gets bored with the notes because they're interesting and they're hard, but they are tedious too. It is a tough subject, and it can get long for people. So I'll show you. I'm actually going to give you guys the same lecture I give the college students, but we'll just simplify it and we'll get rid of some of the stuff that's a little more complicated. So, but otherwise it's the exact same kind of talk. So today I wanted to make sure you've got a blank Google Docs out because we're going to take some notes today. Now, I've never actually taken notes on Zoom before, so I'm not sure how it's going to work. I'm really hoping that you guys can copy and paste from it, but I don't know if that's true or not. If it is, it will keep your life a lot easier. I just don't know if when I screen share, if you can copy it or not. If I can, it'll be a lot easier. If I can't, it'll be slower because you'll have to type stuff. So the one thing I do want to emphasize is if you're going to be good at school, one of the things you have to be good at is notes. And the better you can get with note taking and the faster and cleaner you can do notes, in other words, the more organized, the better you're going to do in school. And I didn't learn this. In fact, I'm still not a good note taker. I still am not very good at notes. If you compared me and my wife takes these perfect notes. They're organized, they're concise, it gets all the good points. She can write so fast, she captures it all. And me, I'm the opposite. My notes look like a paragraph. They're not very organized. I can't write as fast as she does, and I like to pay attention. So one thing I noticed is while she can make spectacular notes, she doesn't pay attention as well as I do. Like, I get the main points of what the teacher's saying. I understand the significance of it because I like to listen and hear what he's saying. So everyone kind of has their strengths and weaknesses, but one of the things you want to get better at is note taking. And I've always struggled with it, so I try to help you guys with it at an early age because I didn't really learn it until college. And truthfully, I didn't even get good at note taking until I had to do it for an AVID class. And when I taught high school, I had to teach AVID. And one of the things they teach is how to take notes. So they use this system called the Cornell Notes, and it's a really good system. I highly recommend it, but I'm not going to teach it in this class because this class is not about taking notes. This is about robotics, but it is a great system if you ever want to look that up. It's Cornell Notes. It's really simple, and it's a great system. But I do want to help you at least take notes. So one of the things I wanted to show you is I'm going to open up a Google Docs real quick. And actually, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see my screen now. You guys are going to open up a new document, and I'm going to move this out of the way here. So you're going to go down and let's see here. Do they have documents here? I don't have a quick link to Docs here. Oh, there it is. So usually you'll have a quick link here to Docs. If you don't have that, you can always go up to Drive and open it up that way. So, but here is this Google Docs. So you guys should have a brand new Google Docs open. Okay, and I'm just going to pick blank, and it'll open this up. We're going to title this Electrical Safety. Electrical safety notes. And then we're going to start writing. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you is as we start writing in here, okay, so listed out a few things. I wanted to show you this little feature here, this bullet points, because this is a really cool thing for note taking, because a lot of times when you do notes, you'll have a list. So there's the numbered one, and then there's the bullet ones, and it'll switch back and forth. So sometimes you're going to list things in order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and sometimes a bullet point is more important, like here's the five rules on electrical safety, okay? And they don't have to be in order. So you can start typing and do these. But I want to see your notes have these bullet points in there, okay? Because I'm going to put a couple lists in there, and I want to see those bullet points in your notes. That's an important skill, I think, for you to do while taking notes, is to be able to use those bullets. So I want to make sure you're using those, okay? So I will tell you what kind of stuff to bullet while we're taking notes today, but I just wanted to show you how to do it. And if you can't figure it out right now, that's okay. Oops. That's okay. It doesn't bother me. I'm going to give you some time tomorrow to clean up your notes and add some pictures to it. Okay. Tomorrow, let's see here. Let me figure out where my notes actually are. No, that's not it. There they are. Okay. So tomorrow, I'm going to be gone. Remember, tomorrow I'll be gone. So I'll just put a little reminder in the Zoom meeting links that just says no Zoom meetings today. And you guys are just going to clean up the notes that you take today, okay? So today you're just going to write them down quickly. And then tomorrow you can make sure they're all perfectly organized. And I want you to throw in a couple of pictures, okay? Pictures are nice because they make things clear and concise, and they show points of view really quickly. Okay, so let's start with our electrical safety. Everyone should have their notes open, and we'll kind of go through this. Could I have one of you guys do a test and just see if you can copy and paste from my screen? Is that possible? Can you do that?
Oh. No, unless you share it with us.
And its visibility of your screen.
Then we could copy that. We could save it to Drive, then we could print it out, or we could save it as a doc.
Okay, but it's not letting you.
Wait, I don't know if we could, because it's a PDF. I don't know if you can.
Let me see if it'll let you do it this way.
Save to doc.
I don't know if this will mess it up or not, but if it doesn't, we'll see here. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll end up putting this into our, you know how I do the slides and I give all your assignments on slides? I'll put this in those slides so that you can go back and look at it. But I don't want to do it till after we're done, okay? Because what I don't want is people just copying and pasting and not paying attention. So I want you guys to kind of write the notes and do all that stuff. So I will put this in there, but only afterwards, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so now, if I do it this way, can you copy and paste it at all? Will it let you copy and paste that?
You can't copy and paste from the screen share. It's not possible.
Not at all.
Where do we get this from? Are you gonna share it to us or what?
Hey guys, if you're talking, you gotta speak up. Most of you guys, I can barely hear when you talk.
Can you give us the link so we could copy and paste it and try to at least?
Did you say, can I give you the link?
Yeah, so we could try to copy and paste it.
No, that's what
Give us the link at the end.
I'll give you the link at the end. I don't want you to just copy and paste everything without paying attention, because it's more important for you to learn the stuff than it is. So I'll give that to you at the end, okay? Again, I'm not going to kill you with notes. We're not going to do so many notes that you're like hands falling off, okay? I don't like notes. I'd much rather you do the stuff. Okay, so you don't have to write this down, okay? Don't write this. But electricity is an important part of our modern lives, and sometimes it is easy to forget just how dangerous it can be. Again, it's flowing all around us all the time, but engineers have done a very good job of keeping it safe. So we don't always, we're not always aware of how dangerous it is, but it can reach out and get us at any time. So just take a look at this stat here. Electrocution is the cause of 12% of all workplace deaths among young workers. Okay, 12% of all deaths among young workers is from electrocution. Now that does not mean that they're electricians. That just means that maybe they're working fast food and one of the machines has a cut wire, or a rat chewed through one of the wires and they touch something and it shocks them. Or maybe an electrical cord or something's dangling in water in a puddle when they're mopping the floor. Okay, so it's just something we need to be aware of. Even when we're not working with electricity, we have to be aware of electricity, okay? Because it's all around us and it doesn't discriminate. It won't just hurt people that are electricians. Electricity will hurt anyone, okay? All right. So this one I do want you to start writing down, and this one we are going to do bullet points, okay? So I want you to know the common types of electrical injuries. So you're going to title it kind of just like this slide is, the most common type of electrical injuries, and then you're going to write those down. Electrical shock, electrocution, burns, and falls, okay? And then we're going to talk about each one of those. So the 4 types of electrical injuries: electric shock, electrocution, burns, and falls. And remember, electrocution means you are shocked all the way until it killed you, which can happen from either it stopping your heart or from it burning you. Electricity will burn you internally. Now, the very best places to work with electricity will have very, very good safety requirements and will keep their workers very safe. I know like SMUD, which is an extraordinarily good agency to work for, one of the best companies around if you're looking for employment. They have never had somebody die from any kind of electric shock or electrocution. So they've been in business for a long time and have lots of people working out there every single day, and they can say that. That's not true for every company. I know PG&E has actually had a couple of deaths, I believe. So it's not true for every company, but the best ones are going to keep you safe at all costs. Okay. So everyone got those? Yeah, stocks and SMUD. That's a really good one because I think those will just keep going up and up. Oh, PG&E. Oof. I think didn't their stock just take a massive hit when they declared bankruptcy there? Okay, so let's keep this, keep it going here. All right, so there's 2 ways for you to get shocked. So we're gonna make another list and we're gonna put 2 ways that someone can get shocked, okay? This is gonna be number 1. So again, we're gonna do either the bullets or the numbering system, I don't care which one, but 2 ways that you can get shocked. This is the first one. You can touch a live wire and an electrical ground, okay? Now an electrical ground can be a real ground, like the thing you're stepping on right now, or it can be an electrical ground. So the first way to get shocked is touching a live wire and a ground. Okay, so how do you get shocked? Number 1, touch a live wire and the ground. And you know how your batteries, when you put like AA batteries in your Xbox controller, you know, they have a positive and a negative side. So electrical ground could be the positive and the negative. If you're touching both of them at once, that's going to complete that circuit. So that's a positive and a ground, okay? But you could also touch a positive, like say your car battery, you could grab the positive and touch the, car battery is not a great example of this. What would be, if I touched a plug wire, if I touched the hot and my feet were touching the ground, I was in bare feet and I was touching the ground, that could complete a circuit too. Ground is the negative side of a battery. So we'll talk about that more when we do the basics of electricity. That's why I say the electricity is complicated. So just kind of go with it for now. I'll explain it as we get there. Between electrical current, conventional current, did you say electron? Yeah, electron current and conventional current. Yes, there is a difference. We'll get to that. One is the way physics does it and one's the way everyone else does it. So we'll talk about that when we get there. No, both of the currents have pluses and minuses. They're just switched. They're just the way that they're thought of is switched. Okay, so first way to get shocked is touching a live wire and the ground. Again, that could be the negative or it could physically be the ground. Like if I was tall enough to touch an electrical wire on the pole and my feet touch the ground, I would get shocked. If I just touched one wire by itself, I would not get shocked. Okay. Number two, this is the second way that you could get shocked. Touching two live wires of different voltages. Okay, so if I touch two wires of 10 volts each, I won't get shocked because they're the exact same voltage. So there's no pressure difference between the two. But if I touch two different voltages, like a 10 volt and a 20 volt, well, now all of a sudden there's a pressure difference, and the pressure is going to try to get from the high pressure to the low pressure, and it's going to go through me to do it. So there's two ways to get shocked. One is to touch a positive in the ground, or the second one is to touch two wires of, or two live wires of different voltages. Okay, did everyone get those? So two ways to get shocked: touch a live wire in the ground, and the second way is touch two live wires of different voltages. Okay, and again, I apologize for all the lists on this one, but the safety, that's just the way it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna have you guys write this out too. And this is how serious the shock is. And it's gonna give you three little specifiers here, okay? So the severity of the shock depends on the path that it takes through your body. So obviously if it goes through your heart, that's the most dangerous. But if it goes through, say, a finger, if it only went through a finger from like here to here, that's not nearly as dangerous as if the electricity went through my heart, okay? Also, if it went through my brain, that's much more dangerous than if it just goes through part of my foot or my leg or something like that. So the path that it takes is very important. And then obviously the amount of current flowing through your body. So the more amps flowing through you, the more damage it's going to do. And that only makes sense, right? The more electricity, the more damaging. And then finally, which is also obvious, the length of time. So the longer you're in being shocked, the more damaging it's going to be. Okay. Now, as you're writing these notes, you want to be clear, quick, and concise. You don't want to spend a lot of time. The quicker you can get something written, the better you can pay attention. So as you're looking at this, you might want to write something. The severity of the shock depends on, and then you just put the path of the current, the amount of the current, and the length of contact. You know, that would be a very simple, short way of putting that list there, and you would understand what it means. Okay? Let's see here. Okay. Now, I don't think I'm going to have you write all this yet. I think I might have you do burns tomorrow. I'm going to stop sharing for a second so I can figure out where I am. Okay, I think I'll have you probably do a little bit with burns tomorrow. Well, maybe not. Maybe I won't. Okay, let's see here. Let me minimize this. I just wanted to show you something. Okay, how do I get out of here? Escape. Okay, there we go. Okay, I want to show you this because it'll save you a little time and make your stuff look cleaner. So let's just say I have a list here. What do we get so far? We had like severity of the burns, or let's see, types.
What electric shock depends on. Is where we are.
Let's see here. Let me grab a quick list. Okay. Severity of the shock depends on. Okay, we'll do that one. Okay, so we've got that severity of the shock depends on, and I want to start making a list. And we had a couple of things that it depends on. What was the first one?
It was the path the current takes to your body.
Good. Path of the electricity. What was the other one?
Path of electricity to your body.
Length of contact.
Good. And the final one was length of contact, right?
Yes.
Good. So I've got my three things there. Well, now we want to go back and talk about the path of electricity, okay? So watch how I do this. I'm going to hit return or enter, and it will drop down and gives me this little dot here, right? But that's not what I want. I want to do a sub list, okay? So I want to show you, if you go up to these things here, not that one, where's the indent? You go up to this indent here, and you click the indent, and I want it to move to the right. See how it makes this sub list now? And now I can make this little sub list and say here, and I don't know, this isn't true, but I'm just going to put this. Okay, so now I have this path of electricity, the brain, and I can put the brain is sensitive to minor electrical currents, okay? Okay, and then I can talk about, oh, the heart is the most susceptible to damage.
Susceptible.
Okay, and I can keep doing this and talking about each one of these things like that. And so it makes very clean way of taking notes. Okay, now I just threw this down here. It's not exactly correct, but I just wanted to show you how that works. So those bullets and indents are a really good thing to do. And I could even do more. If I wanted to do like the brain, if I wanted to say the brain had a couple of different things, I could do the same thing again and indent it one more time. And like the brain could be damaged in these three ways, like the neurons, the synapses, the blood vessels, you know, something like that. So I can do all that, and it just makes for really clean, easy note taking. So I just wanted to show you that little trick because we'll probably be using that a fair amount in our class, okay? All right, I'm gonna kill it there for today because I wanted to give people time if they had any questions or needed anything graded. We only got a few minutes left. So remember, tomorrow I will be gone. There will not be a Zoom meeting tomorrow, okay? I'll leave a little note in there, but basically I just want you to clean up your notes. You're gonna make them look good, you know, add bold words to the main points, throw a couple pictures in there. Just make them look good, okay? So that's all you're doing tomorrow. You're just cleaning up your notes, making them look good, adding a couple pictures. There will not be a Zoom meeting tomorrow, okay? Hit
Okay.
tab to indent. Cool, that's a good quick tip. Yeah, anyone have questions?